Is there sound now? Let's see. Let it catch up. Takes about 30 seconds. Is there sound? Sound check. Me 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, it's working now. I have no idea what that was all about. So far, all I did was say hi to everybody. That's the only thing I did. And then I said, welcome to So Sunday, because that's what I always say. I'm not feeling very well today, so I'm not going to be on very long. I have been sick all weekend long with some kind of tummy bug. I don't even want to go into the details because it's gross. I've lost 4 pounds because of it, and I don't need to lose 4 pounds. Let's just say that. Whatever is messing with my guts got me messy. But I need to make a baby clothes quilt. I have baby clothes, but not just any baby clothes. I have a whole pile behind me of just cute, look at how cute little baby clothes. And today is just prep day. There is no sewing. Fearfully and wonderfully made. Look at that. How adorable. So I'm cutting out the stuff on the shirts and onesies and whatever else and getting everything ready to be able to interface, which I will be using Pellon Shape Flex SF101. This one is more like this one's not like the normal SF101. This is the Shape Flex. This one's like a fabric. I'm trying this one instead this time to see how much better this will work on the clothes to keep them nice, because last time it felt really stiff, and this time I'm hoping that with the Shape Flex it'll be a little bit better. A little bit better. Is that the word? Yeah. So I have 2 bolts of it, which is, I'm pretty sure, plenty. It's 15 yards. So that's 30 yards of interfacing, and 3 boxes and a half a box over there on the other side of the room filled with clothes. But baby clothes don't take up much of a quilt. So I usually tell my clients when they bring me baby clothes that I need at least 100 pieces to get a lap size quilt, because this is not even a, I'd say that's like a 7 by 5.5 inch block right there. And I puzzle piece baby clothes quilts, puzzle piece together. Regular adult t-shirt quilts, I make, I can either puzzle them together or we do the sashing method where you make big blocks out of the shirts and then put sashing between them and bam, you have a t-shirt quilt. Baby clothes, I pretty much always puzzle piece them together. So I cut what I can out of them, and then we'll just use this as an example. The back of this shirt could also be cut out and used to make strips to fit in between as I'm puzzling this together. I do have a complete video of making a baby quilt if you guys want to watch that. It's an actual video, not a live stream. But for the next couple Sundays, I'm going to be working on this, and obviously I'll be working on it in between as well. But today, we're chopping this stuff up. So I'm going to just throw all this back behind me and start with some things. I'm just going to grab the stuff that has the sayings. The mom of this child, this isn't a live child, by the way. This kid is now 3. She loves the idea of just making memory quilts as often as possible with all his stuff as he grows out of it. So this will be the second quilt for this client from Baby Clothes. So this is an alive and well baby that's getting this. And I'm also incorporating, he's 3 now. So
he's not a baby no more. He's a big boy.
I'm incorporating her uncle's stuff and her brother's stuff as well, because they have passed away since, and they loved this child more than anything. So yeah, that's what I'm doing now, is going to be chopping this stuff out.
Is there an adhesive on the stabilizer you're using?
Yes, it's it's glue on. It's iron on. All right. So I'm going to start by chopping at the seams. Like chomping at the bit, but I'm chopping at the seams. And I'm just using my Care & K Buckley serrated scissors. What? These? Yeah, they might be. I'm not 100% on that one. So I'm trying to get into this folded area over the shirt. You know how that little fold area is. Sometimes I use the rotary cutter and cut, but I want to get the most out of some of these shirts. And I'll cut it all the size after the interfacing is on it. For now, I'm just getting a general idea of the top parts of the t-shirts.
How do I subscribe to your channel?
You subscribe by hitting the button at the underneath the video. It says subscribe. It's red. That is how you subscribe. So there's this cut out, and then when it has interfacing on it, it will be, probably should use the rotary cutter for some of this because scissor cutting, it's going to take me forever. And then I discard all the rest of this stuff. So I have a discard pile, and then I have a I can use the back if I need it pile. So there's one piece right there. So that's all I'm doing today is cutting out the stuff on the shirts. I'm going to just reuse the rotary cutter, see if it's easier for me at the moment.
Do you have it over there? Yep,
Yeah. Let's see. Will this make it easier for me? Oh, yeah, sure. And then get the back and the front at the same exact time. Just like that. Discard. Yeah, we're going to use rotary cutter for this. Go figure. So I'm going to make a separate pile for the backs of shirts and for the fronts of shirts.
You want to cut the bottom off while you're there at it?
Oh,
You're not
no.
gonna use that piece, are you?
Yeah, actually, let me do that. I didn't even think about that till you just said it.
While you're at it.
Yeah, I cut off most of everything, as much as I can. Backs of shirts.
If they don't see a red subscribe button, does that mean they're already subscribed?
If it's gray, that means you're already subscribed. Try to really get right along this edge right there because I wanted most of that saying from the front of this shirt. Because I talk with my clients usually about t-shirt quilts. They'll send me everything, and then I talk with them over the video chat about what is going in the shirt for a fact and what doesn't have to be in there. But, you know, so some of these things they have to be in, like this shirt right here. I remember she said it was because it was his first whatever, you know. I don't remember exactly the conversation, but mostly. Definitely gonna have to change my blade after this one. All right. Shirt. Piece off right there. Yep, so this is all I'm doing for the next however long until it's done. Like, see this right here. This isn't even a 6-inch square worth right here. You know? So, let's get the most out of the stuff by just cutting off the whole bottom of the onesie. You know? On the sides and so on and so forth. Because I will fit that into a block right there. It's a lot of work, these little baby clothes ones. Like some of this, and I always tell my clients, some of this, I don't sew into the buttons and zippers and things like that that are on the front of little button-up shirts and stuff. I usually take out the design. So this one has a little embroidery design on the front, and then it has the whole back is something. So I will save this for later to chop up so that I can get the whole back off of this. Just like this one. I will put the little pockets, you know, because this is a little tiny baby pocket. I'll put the little pockets inside the quilt. And these, obviously, I just take the fabric from them because you cannot put the bottoms of these onesies in the quilt. So I just take the fabric. Usually I use the back because that doesn't have a zipper. But I'm not going to take that right now because that's a lot of work. I'm just trying to do the front of t-shirts right now. Oh, this one says cute as a bug.
Show it to him. Show it to him.
Yeah, oh, it's cute as a bug. Adorable. All right, I'm going to straighten it out. They've been in a box for a while, so they're kind of wrinkled, and I definitely want the whole front of this shirt as possible.
Do you make it like a t-shirt quilt, or do you put them on different fabric?
I put them on interfacing, and I make them like a puzzle, not like a t-shirt quilt, not like an adult t-shirt quilt. I definitely do it a little bit differently. See, this one right here is just the fabric because it says cool. So I will use the front and the back. So I'm just going to cut it as a rectangle. So this one will be one of those that I use as a filler. So the front and the back of this fabric is just a filler fabric, you know. So every time, say I have this one and I cut this down to a square that's like, we'll say 6 inches, and I need to make it bigger to fit into the next section, I'll use this fabric with interfacing on it, of course, and build around it. That's how I make them bigger. So that's what I use the whole backs of everything for. Actually, we'll put the top in the front part. That way one piece of this gets interfaced. It's pretty much the get it interfaced pile and the not pile. Some of these are so cute, I don't want to chop them up. This has little camo sleeves. But that's what they want. That's what they're going to get. It's so cute, though. Chop the sleeve side off first. And technically, I could open up the sleeve like this at the seam. If I can get that there, right there, at the seam. Chop this out of there. And here is a square right here of camo. So there's filler pieces right there. One out. Oops, let's cut that end off and let's split this at the seam. Ta-da! See? 2 squares, just like that. I also, when I'm cutting it out, try to beware, you know, baby clothes have little buttons and snips at the, and stuff at the top. I try to watch for cutting those too. Here's a John Deere shirt. How adorable.
I like John Deere. It's as dirt as my friend. I love it.
That's cute. And whatever I don't cut up, this client has me donate to people in need. Because I don't always cut everything up, so there's some things that cannot be used. I'm going to come close, but I'm not going to cut that completely off right there because you need to at least be able to get that interface before. So there's a little bit of the collar on here. I'm just going to leave that until the interfacing goes on to hold it steady so that I can get, a 1/4 inch away from that, the dirt word on there. Okay, there. Ooh, this one has a shirt.
What's on the back? You got the John Deere tag.
This one says, "I'm a big deal."
It's so cute. It's so cute.
Doesn't this just bring back memories, children, when your kids were little? For those of us that have children. I do make a big mess when I'm doing this. Let me tell you.
Can you use the sleeves?
Here's one that was here. It was Grandpa's idea. You could use the sleeves, but I mean, there's so little fabric. It's kids' clothes. I mean, baby clothes. So there's such little amount of fabric in most of the sleeves.
I have always put my interfacing on first, then cut. Is it easier this way?
I find that cutting it out first and then putting the interfacing on is actually easier for me because you still have to cut it to get the interfacing in that spot. So I find it easier to cut first. I've made plenty of t-shirt quilts too. So like this one, I can use this. There is a shark with a mouth pocket. There's a pocket at the mouth right here, which is a zipper pocket. This one, I'm going to cut up to the side of it, and that will get sewn into a seam right there. It's going to get interfacing on it. I'm going to cut right up to that side. I can actually just use the scissors, and then the pocket can stay on the quilt, and then when I quilt it, I'll make sure that this is flat and that I go around it with the quilting. And what I mean by that is, I'm going to flatten it out real quick and try to hold it up. When I go around it, I will go around the outline of the pocket so that way it stays to the quilt and doesn't get all bunched up inside of there. Obviously, you could stick your fingers in the pocket and open it right back up, but that way it'll stay, but I don't hit the zipper. I've done that on a few of the quilts now. Okay, so we're going to cut this guy out. I'm going to do it this way, but we're going to be very careful when I get to this other side. I don't need to be all the way to the top. I do on this side right here. And when I iron the interfacing on, I always make sure that I use a pressing cloth because a lot of this is vinyl or something of that nature on the clothes. So you can see it has the little pocket right here. And when I quilt it, I'll make sure that I know where it's at, or I can even stitch it down to the shirt before I get to the, quilting and have that square right there. I can stitch it down with a matching color too, so that way it doesn't look weird. And now there's things like this I cannot use, the stuff like this. This is a windbreaker fabric. I do not use these in the quilts. So this will just go straight into the donate pile because I can't use anything from that unless it has like embroidery or something on it that the mom wanted to keep, like a little patch or something. I can pop that off of this specific item and put it onto a different part of the quilt. But those things I cannot use. Small fry.
Oh, that is awesome.
That one's funny. Small fry. So I really don't need a lot of this part right here. This will be a small block right here. Actually, gonna cut the whole thing though. That's adorable. Doesn't matter if I'm straight on this side because I don't need that side. But I am going to leave the collar on and on the front side until I get to the interfacing part. That way I know that I can make that spot right there a perfect square to fit it into the quilt. This is probably the part that takes the longest. I'm not doing sweaters right now. I'm just doing shirts. One of the shirts I need to find is the first birthday shirt. It was somewhere in here because that has to go into this quilt. This one has a little pocket. We're definitely going to incorporate a little pocket. And it's going to be an open pocket so they can put stuff in it. And I also leave the sides from the t-shirts. Sometimes I leave the sides right here on. So that way I can still have a square. I can't use that right now. Sorry, I'm trying to clean up some of this at the same time. All right, then there's stuff like this. Little tiny baby pants from the first 4th of July. I remember because she was telling me, the mama was telling me, these are from the first 4th of July. And there's, aha, right here, my first 4th of July. I am going to cut at the seam of the butt and the crotch. So that way I can have the whole side of these. I'm not also cutting the bottom off, but I'll be able to use this from cutting at the seam. And I'll have more fabric that way from all of these. So I'm literally just going to hold it in my hand to cut the seams. Like that. Split it right here. And then cut that bottom part off.
Did you ever get ants in your stash?
Ants in my stash? No, never had ants.
No, we had termites.
We had termites. They don't eat the fabric. They ate the shelves that the fabric was on. Actually, they ate the cardboard in the room instead, though. They stayed off of the shelves.
What interfacing are you using?
I'm using Shape Flex, Pellon SF101 Shape Flex. All right, so you can see, obviously I'll cut the tag out, but here's a nice chunk of fabric just from one leg. I should cut the tag out right now, and it'll get interfaced. See if I can get this tag out very carefully. And yes, I quilt over those kind of things. Technically, I never end up hitting it though, but when I'm long arm quilting. All right, let me split this side. But I will take these pieces, obviously, with this my first 4th of July center and build around it with these. Kind of like a little log cabin block almost, you know? Come on. Right there. Thank you. lot of work. This is a lot of work. So anybody that ever takes on a baby quilt for the first time, or baby clothes quilt, just know that it's a lot of work. So there's the other half. Where did I put the other half? There it is. That's one pair. I know one pair so far. And then, I mean, if you want to like seam rip stuff like this, you could do that too, but I think that would take a lot longer than just scissor cutting at the seam. One. I'm just going to cut this off at the same exact time. These scissors should be able to do it.
What size quilt are you aiming for here?
Full size or bigger. I'm aiming for a full size or bigger. The last one she got was queen size. That's so that anybody in the family can use it. That was the whole goal, not just the child.
Have you ever made a girl's baby quilt keeping the ruffles intact?
I have done girls, and yes, no, I haven't had anything with ruffles. I don't think I've done anything with ruffles. I'm just going to pre-cut this off of here now. Might make it easier.
What type of backing will you put on it?
Children's print. I'm going to be incorporating Lion King, Toy Story, and I forgot what the other fabric is. This right here. Word Party fabric. So I have Word Party, and yes, I will interface this fabric as well so that it's the same exact thickness as the t-shirts, or else it'll be a lot thinner in that area, and it'll, it just works better if you interface the fabric too. But only the areas that I'm using. And then the back will be whatever the back ends up being. At this point, the mom and I have not discussed the back of the quilt because the front isn't even made. We will eventually. All right, one more pair. These little paints. So adorable. He was a preemie, this baby. Well, he's a toddler now, but, he was a preemie. Now to cut the front of the shirt. I'm gonna have quite a little mess in here. feel like I've done so much already. Right there. Come on. The fun part is turning it into a puzzle, puzzling the whole thing together.
What is it?
French fries,
Aw.
hamburgers, hot dogs, and soda pop.
It's so cute. Look how cute that
Oh, that's okay. This one's all bugs.
is. Because that's our little bug.
Yep. We'll use both sides, front and back of this one. Only because it's just so cute. Oh, the bug one was already up here. Ugh.
Do you have a trash can there, or are you just tossing it on the floor?
I'm just throwing it on the floor. I actually have a box that I got to get the good stuff out of, and it's a big box that I'll put all the remnants in.
What do you do if they do not give you enough to make a quilt? How do you fill in and with what?
You would, if they don't give you enough to make a big quilt, then you would fill it in with fabrics of stuff that the kid likes, or that the kid liked. It depends on if they're you're making it for an alive child or a deceased child memory quilt. You would put what they like in it. The monster has come out of hiding. Say hi, everybody.
He was hiding in his cave.
Yeah, he was hiding in his cave out there in the living room. Snacks before snoozes.
Oh, that is so cute. You got to show him that.
Mighty fly for a small fry. Mighty fly for a small fry. That one's hilarious. And snacks before snoozes. I swear these things crack me up. Oh, I forgot to cut the bottoms off that one.
How do you decide on the end cost? By the shirt, by the size, material, and labor?
I decide by labor and how much I'm putting into it. That's how I decide on price. There's a basic standard to start price that I use. So like a baby quilt, baby size baby quilt, the starting price is $150. That's just the basic start for me to take your clothes in and start working on it. And then it goes up by size. This one's kind of small. This is definitely a preemie size.
Tell me you're not a big fan of these, so you charge higher.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of doing these, so I kind of probably charge a little bit more than most people do, but I do put a lot of work into it, so technically I'm still making around the same as everyone else. But I, take down payments and so on and so forth, just for me to start. But anybody that makes t-shirt quilts or baby clothes quilts especially can tell you that there's a lot of work involved. And most people, they'll message me and say, hey, I want a quilt made of blah, blah, blah with so-and-so's clothes. And I'll be like, tell them the price, and then they'll never get in touch with me ever again. So you know. And then there's those ones that really want it done, so they pay for it. It's worth it in the end, though, because it's a quilt that's going to last forever of all the memories. Okay, that one's going to be a full everything. So there's this one right here. This one has applique on it. So I'm going to do my best to pull this one apart a certain way. I'll do that later so that I can incorporate the applique part of things into the quilt. Yeah, so I'll do that one later. One is full fabric. I'm really trying to find the Cookie Monster. That one's going to be hard to get all of the Cookie Monster from. This one has a pocket on it, so I'm going to do my best to keep that pocket. I'm just going to start pulling some of these out because that one doesn't have a picture on it. That's a front and back. Trying to find that I'm a year-old one. That's a front and back fabric. Totally playing you.
Oh, that's
but it's a football shirt. Again, button ups. It's just like you would make out of men's t-shirts. You know, you take the button up. You can leave the buttons in, or you can just cut the fabric out. So that's what I'll do later. Party at my crib. Party at my crib.
That's awesome.
I needed some giggles today. Born wild. Trying to find that one. That's for a happy birthday. It's my first birthday or whatever. Bless you. It's somewhere in here. Yes, this makes a big fabric. If found sleeping, do not disturb. That's me. Do not disturb. Okay, that's pants. That's pants. Somewhere in this pile. Hey, there's more French fries and ketchup bottles and mustard bottles. Who puts mustard on French fries? Not me.
Everybody but you.
Puts mustard on French
Oh, I
fries?
thought you said ketchup. Sorry.
No.
Mustard? I don't know.
I wouldn't put mustard on a French fry.
SewingMachinesPlus guy did it.
Oh.
Remember that? His fried taters. I forget the fried taters.
I do pants.
Mustard on the fried taters. Remember the kids that said that's weird?
Not tired, and I'm not lying. I'm not tired, and I'm not lying. This one might have to be pressed first to get that to lay flat before I even do it. And I use a pressing cloth, but this is one of those vinyls that kind of like bunched up. That might have to be pressed first. Hi, Alexa. Cool like mommy. I'm going to look at the picture she sent me of this first t-shirt because now that I know, that's what I will be looking for. My oldest youngin is on right now. That would be Alexa. Did your device just go off? That's funny. Oh, come on. I don't care about all that. Why is this doing this? I don't care about all that. I just want to open this. Okay, I don't know what's happening here. My first Valentine's Day. Aw, how cute.
Oh, that is cute.
I have no idea what Messenger is making me do just to look at a picture. The days ahead. All right, I don't see if my first birthday t-shirt and all this. That's a Paw Patrol. This is me right here. This is my shirt. We're waked for bacon.
Yes, that is 100%.
This is my shirt. You think it'll fit one boob?
Not even. Not even one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to get that on my arm. Baby clothes are so small. Is this pants? What is this? Oh, it's a sweatshirt. We'll do that one later. Okay, and that's a shark shirt. So far, I have not found, and I don't know what's happening with my cellular device here. Come on. One of a kind. There you go. One of a kind. That's cute. Okay, button up, not a button up, button up, button up, button up. Oh, from their trip to Texas? Look at that. I don't know what's happening here, why I can't go on this. For some reason, Messenger is saying you need to log into Google or something. I don't get it. It's dumb. Driving me nuts. Epic kid. Ah, that one's funny. So on stuff like this, I could actually use the hoodie fabric. Like that. I just cut it out, but that I will cut out later because I'm trying to find something specific. Oh, this is from Grandma's clothes. So I even told her on stuff like this, I'm going to do my best to cut this out, but I might have to take the little appliques that are on here and move them. So unstitch them and then move them to a different part where they're coming out of things, because it's going to be kind of hard to sew that in, because you could see it's a full applique piece. It even has the back covering it. So I might be able to just cut that out and reattach it. So that I will work on separately, obviously. And then I do use this fabric too. This is just t-shirt fabric, but it's got that groove feeling, like what is that under stuff that you wear, Scotty? What's that called? Long johns or whatever. Yeah, the fabric that are in your like long johns. I do use that stuff. Cut those later.
How long has this lady been sending you these shirts?
For a year. That's how long this stuff has been coming in the mail. Hi, Angelica. You said hi, Angelica. Thank you for watching. Aw, that's pants though. We'll do that later. I'm just gonna do this later. Do that later. I can't open this, so I'm gonna do that later. That really sucks because I don't know what's happening. Maybe Google and Messenger are now combining themselves. That is a sweatshirt.
Maybe they're combining themselves.
So little, so loved, so happy. Ha, that's cute. The fabric for later. Yep, the mama has been sending me stuff for a while now. All right, keep going, keep going. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to find the specific shirt here. I saw it in the picture. Obviously, I can't open up the thing for to look at it right now, but I'm pretty sure it said something first birthday on it. Oh, also, I use stuff like this. So this is diapers. They were used as burp cloths. So I will use diapers. Now this one was also a burp cloth. This one has batting already in it. So what I do is I cut the fabric off of it and just throw the batting part that's on the inside out because that's not needed. But I do use the burp cloths as fillers. Here's one. I saw, I made a mess.
That is awesome. Look at the whirlwind on it.
Yep.
It's like a Tasmanian devil.
Yep. Oh, they went to the Shark Reef Aquarium. Got a bite me shirt. That's funny. Oh yeah, I forgot. So I also incorporate, like this is their last name. What is this called that goes on your military clothes? Army patch.
Name tag.
Yeah, the name tag patch is going in there as well. It has Velcro on it, but I'm just going to sew it on at a part of wherever on the whole entire thing. It's always smile. I'm literally trying to find one item here. Oh, here. This has to go into the legit shirt.
Legit to quit.
I forgot all about that one. Aw, how cute. Mama's Midnight Kiss. So this was probably New Year's. Gobble, gobble. That's probably Thanksgiving, obviously. My family is bananas. You see that one?
Yes, that's awesome. I love it.
A shirt that finally says his family's bananas over buying all these clothes that have funny words on them that I can't read. Twos aren't terrible as I'm having a blast. So this must be the 2-year-old shirt. That one I was going to chop out just the picture. Aw, Dream Builder. How cute. Mom's Main Squeeze. Fresh and full of fun. 100% fresh and full of fun. That's kind of funny.
I like that. Yeah, with the little juice box on it.
Yeah.
That's cute.
All right. Why am I not finding? Okay. That's the brother's shirt. That's the uncle's shirt. Okay. Let's keep going here. I have a big load in my diaper. Mommy is my favorite word. How cute. Today I am a hero, a little superhero shirt. That one's just plain. That one's just plain Mickey Mouse. Another plain Mickey Mouse. Little but loud. Yeah, all babies are that. Another Mickey Mouse. I am not finding a first birthday shirt in all this. I'm now making just an overwhelmingly high stack because I am not finding what I'm looking for.
Yeah, it's going to be covering you.
Yeah.
To see you.
Okay. I want to make sure that it's in my cut pile, because if not, then there. Okay. Just going to keep going until I find this out of this world. Oh, this one has to go in there. This was I wear green for my mommy because mommy has cerebral palsy. It's very rare someone with cerebral palsy has a child.
Well, that's the one thing that you applied to college yesterday.
Oh, that's good, Lexa. She also butt dialed me today.
Oh.
I called her back, but she didn't answer, and I was like, well, then it was probably a pocket dial or something. That's adorable. It should be full or queen size by the time it's done. Button up. It doesn't, it looks like it would be bigger, but it really isn't. I've done so many of these now, they don't end up that big. Sometimes you have to add a whole heck of a lot. Aha, here it is. His first birthday shirt.
Ah.
That has to go in there.
Okay, well, don't you have to cut up all these either way?
Yep. I just want to make sure that that was, because some might not get cut up because they're, oh, that one goes in, I'm pretty sure. Some of them might not get cut up. Here's the first year shirt. I don't know how I'm going to save that bow. There's a bow on this one. I don't know how I'm going to save that one. I might have to cut it out and then re-put it back on. That's a button up. Oh, this is adorable. Let me button it real quick. I wish my kids had one of these. I actually had to put Damon and Cyrus both into little suit outfits, but here's one that's just a onesie.
Oh,
and it's built on.
So cool.
Adorable. Adorable. All right. The rest of this I'm just going to put right here for now. All right. Let's put this behind me. Make sure for a fact.
Is this 3 years of clothing?
Yes. Well, no, because the first one was the first year. He wasn't a year yet, but it was like the first. For this client, I think he was like 8 months old when he got his first one, his first quilt. Well, technically it's their quilt because it's queen size, so. All right. Let's make sure I cut this one out. Yeah, because that would be why the first birthday is in this stuff. Okay. Get that out of there. Gotta make sure some things are for a fact incorporated. Like I said, I talk with the parents. Usually I pile the shirts up while I'm on the phone with them, but it was a lot to go through that day, and I, was really busy. All right. This one definitely goes in. Some of this stuff's been boxed up so long, it's very wrinkled. Well, not so long, because, a little over a year and a half or so. That pile. Put this with that, so that way that don't get lost. Oh, there's another. Huh, that's cute. And yes, I'm making quite the mess in my room. you, M. Meyer. Is that Meyer? Okay, I have my glasses on.
Yeah, Mayor, Maya.
Thank you, M. That works right there. M. You know who you are. This is one of those like stretch around shirts. Make sure that I at least get the. There we go.
All the blocks be the same size?
They will be about almost the same size. Like I said, it's a puzzle to put these together. It's usually a puzzle when I go to put them together. They'll all be smaller, you know. Oops.
What's the best printer and material blend to use to make a photograph quilt with?
I have no idea. I've never made a photograph quilt. I have like the paper for it. I don't have a printer. I don't own a printer. But I got the paper thinking I can print up at a friend's house. But everybody that I know's printers were always out of ink. So I never even bothered. But I have the paper somewhere. It's an iron-on stuff. I don't know how it works. But I have some. I just never done it before because I don't own a printer. So that would be a question you'd have to ask in the group if somebody in the group might be able to answer that. I gotta figure out how to get this one on here. This one I'm going to use scissors.
Okay.
I'm going to get that right there. That off right there. He's trying to eat the bag is what he's trying to do.
I know what he's doing. I can hear it.
And this one, what I'm going to do is, I think I'll just separate it at the seam, and then when it goes time, I'll interface it. But before I do, I think I'm going to pop the stitches off this little bow. Yeah, because it's just stitched on here. I'll pop the stitches off the bow and then replace it down just a little bit and have to cut off this top portion. But then I'll put the bow back on. So, like I said, a lot of work goes into these quilts. It's so wrinkled.
That other baby quilt you made for this little boy, did you make that on a video?
Yeah, there's a video of it. It's
okay.
I don't know, remember what it's called. It's on my channel.
I've seen a video of it, and it's probably the same one.
Yeah, if you guys seen a baby clothes quilt made in a video, that's probably the same one. Yes.
Oh yeah, Lady X.
It's the same client. I haven't been filming t-shirt quilts, but I needed to get started on this one, so I figured I'd just do this in live streams because I can't keep starting new quilts. My closet is full, and I've had way too many long arm jobs that I can't get any of my own done, and I keep making quilt tops in all my Sew Sunday videos. So instead of, making one project per video, I think I'm just going to take a break from that and work on this. So that is why we're starting the baby clothes quilt instead of other stuff. What?
You want another second of fame?
Yes. I can't grab
I'll
him.
get him. Daddy'll get him. He needs another.
He needs another in front of the camera moment. Say hi. Say hi to your fans. that why you're back here in my way? He's trying to just get into everything back here is what he's doing.
He says, I'm helping, Mama.
Yeah. Helping by being in the way.
He says, since I got my hair cut, I got so much more energy. I'm just trying to be helpful.
Yep. Yep, he's trying to be in on everything. Since his hair was cut, he's, yeah, that's too close. You can't even see him.
Well,
it blurs it out.
I don't know. He wanted to be famous.
It's 5 seconds of fame.
Will you do more long arm videos?
I will eventually do more long arm videos, but since they don't get watched, I haven't been doing them. Yeah, they hurt my channel more than anything, so I don't do them. If there's a video that hurts people's channels and somebody doesn't do something for a specific reason, or like used to do something and then they stop, it's because it's hurting their analytics. Well, long arm videos hurt my analytics. I know you guys say you love to watch them and you watch them and support me that way, but unfortunately, not really. They get bad comments, they get all sorts of stuff. So I just haven't been doing them. Like this one's kind of funky. Cut that out. The way the t-shirt was pieced. Yes, Thumper gets his hair trimmed 3, sometimes 4 times during the summer period, which is a longer period than for all of you out there, because summer lasts longer here. But he gets his hair cut because it's hot here, and he's way, let's just put it this way, if we don't cut his hair, he's lethargic, he's lazy, he never comes out of hiding. If we cut his hair, he's always out of hiding. He's always annoying us, and he's always in the way. He's just hyper, I don't know. He's a crazy kitty when he's shaved. So you can tell the heat does affect his breed here, even with just air conditioning on. Because we do have the air conditioning on, which literally just kicked on right now. See, so that was an embroidered square. You can see the embroidery stuff on it. Yes, I have videos showing what I do with my strings. Yep. I have videos on making string quilts and how I organize my strings and everything.
You square up the blocks before you piece them?
I put the interfacing on, then I square them up, then I piece them. So I do this part first by, chopping everything up. I wish I could save more too, like these snaps that are on these, because these would be perfect for wallets, but once they're embedded on the fabric, you can't take them back off again. So there's no purpose in saving those. Also, t-shirt quilts make a big mess on the cutting board. I don't know how I'm going to get that off there. Let's just cut this one out. Fearless. You know what? This one actually can get, when I do put that together, this actually might look good right here above the Fearless Kiddo. Sewn directly on, because of the color. You know.
That would. That's
I'll
the
have
mom
to
with
ask.
two things,
I'll have
but
to ask
yeah.
Mom. She's probably on here watching. She'll probably message me later and be like, "Oh, that's a good idea." I think that one will get sewn onto this shirt right here. Above Fearless Kiddo. Yep. I'll remember that. Try to save as much of that area as possible. A little bit more. There we go. Yeah, that'll be perfect on that one. I've hardly made a dent. Would also look good on this one too. Oh, that's so cute. All right.
Is this intended for the child or more like a couch throw?
This is intended for anybody in the family that is using it at the time. I'm pretty sure it's just a house thing. I think the previous one I made her is the one she uses on her bed. Because they are kind of big for the kid to drag around at 3 years old. Yeah, some of these will be elongated blocks and some of them will be square. And then obviously the backs of everything will be filler. And I don't put interfacing on the backs of everything until I know that I'm using it around something. So I'll interface those as I go. Everything else, like the main picture of everything, that gets interfaced right away. Oy, oy, oy.
You need to take a break? You want some water or something?
I have water. I just need to stand up for a sec. Sorry, guys. I told you I don't feel very well, so I gotta move around here and there. Nope, I do not need a new blade yet. I will not change this blade. I will use it until it is dull as dull gets. Yep, I will use this blade until it is as dull as it gets. This one says it all over. I'm just going to skip that one for now. You want to get the full Mickey Mouse out of this one. You know what you can do with these? You can turn them into headbands. There you go. See? You know, accessorize with the bottom of the shirt. I haven't completely lost my sense of humor with my tummy ache. This leftover fabric, though, you could also use the backs of these kind of fabrics to make scrunchies, you know, for kids, because you can make scrunchies out of this stuff. Obviously, you would put, you know, some kind of whatever scrunchy rubber bandy stuff in it too, but.
Have you tried the new titanium blade?
I have not tried a titanium blade in here yet. I have titanium needles for the sewing on this, on my Juki, but I don't have any titanium blades.
80s aerobic video.
Yeah.
Or the Rambo of quilting.
That's funny.
The Rambo.
I don't know what to do with this half, though. I mean, ear covers, maybe? Ugh. No? Okay. Sorry. Gotta lighten the load. You get it, baby clothes? Gotta lighten the load. Change their booty.
Yes, I get it, honey. I get what you're saying.
Make that skinnier. This one's going to be a little block. This one's going to be like a 5-inch block. Literally. See how tiny that is? It's so little. Trying to get all the ones with the pictures first. The other stuff is just filler. I don't think I'm going to get all of them in there, and I'll probably end up talking with the mom to make sure that, you know, and show her the ones that I already got to make sure that that's exactly what she wanted. And then go from there. Because there might be one or two more that I missed, you know, from the pile that I needed to get out. Obviously, there's button-up shirts that are for surely going in it. And a couple other things that are for surely going in. But I mean, look at how small this pile is so far. This isn't even a lot right here. This is a baby quilt size quilt worth right now. There's not even 20 shirts here. They are going to get trimmed down even more than this. So, I mean, this is barely anything. I'm telling you, you need a lot of baby clothes to make baby clothes quilts. Unless they're like where you're only doing big chunk t-shirts like this from, like, say they're all from 1-year-old clothes, you know, not they're all from the 12-month range, you know, and they're all the same exact size and you're sashing between them. But since I'm puzzling this all together, it's a little bit different.
You consider making a labyrinth quilt?
A labyrinth quilt? I've thought about making a labyrinth quilt. I think I even have. No, I don't. I didn't get it. I was going to buy a labyrinth pattern that I really liked. I just haven't bought it. I thought it was really cool. It was at one of the quilt shows I went to. I was going to get it, and then I was like, I probably won't get to it right away, so I'm not going to do it yet, and da-da-da-da-da, so I never bought it. I remember now. But I wanted to do one. I have a picture on it. Okay, I have a big load. Has to go in this quilt. Kid doesn't even wear diapers anymore. It's got to go in there. Cool part about t-shirt quilts that I like is it keeps all this out of a landfill, because eventually, after it's donated or yard saled or whatever, it gets stored, and then those people move or have whatever, and something else happens, and then all this stuff ends up in a garbage box and taken to a landfill. So to keep it all out of a landfill, the most of it at least, it's cool to make, t-shirt quilts with it, or clothing quilts. I call them clothing quilts because this is a lot of clothing to make this quilt.
How do you cut without a ruler?
I don't need a ruler to cut because I'm just sort of cutting straight.
When you make it puzzle style, do you put sashing around each t-shirt?
No, I do not. When I make it puzzle style, I hook shirt to shirt, picture to picture. Literally, after I'm done here today, in just a little bit, just go back to the video. Go to the video of the children's clothing quilt. I don't even know what it's called. It's something. Oh, Jim put a link a while ago in there. It's I made a video on it, and you can see I make giant blocks, and then I put those blocks together. So I take all this and I make like a puzzle, putting them all together, and then I make big giant blocks, and then I puzzle the bigger blocks together. But literally shirt to shirt. And if I have to use filler, again, I use the backs, these pieces. So I'll be like, okay, well, I want this color next to this one. So I'll interface this so that I can build off of this one to make an 8-inch piece, because the 8-inch piece needs to touch. The last piece was 8 inches, and I need this one to sit on top of it. You know what I mean? So that's where all the other stuff comes in. And I can cut pretty straight, by the way, without, mostly straight, without a ruler.
Will you use woven cotton for binding or knit?
For binding, I will bind this in regular cotton, probably. I think the last one what did I use? I used something for the binding. I used cotton for the binding on the last baby quilt I did. The last regular t-shirt quilt I used regular bind. I just used regular cotton fabric on too, I think. I don't think I used anything special. So like the shirt that does this big, watch, I'll show you right now. Cut that off. All right, so here's an example. He's trying to eat the fabric down there. So say this shirt is this big. You can see right here on my cutting mat. And this shirt is the one that I want to stick next to it. See the size difference? Okay. So that means I need about a 4.5-inch piece right here. So I would go into either the shirts, but there's nothing that's going to be that size. So what I'll do is I'll take another shirt and cut it to size to fit the bottom section. Sometimes I'll interface this whole entire thing and not even use below the picture. So then that next section would have to be another picture right here below it. You know what I mean? And then I still have room on the bottom, or I'll put a regular piece in the center of two of them. So I would take this one interface that and put that in between the two, and then this one next to it, and then they're all the same size so that there's separation between the shirts. I tend to just have fun with it. Because some are going to be really big. Like this one, I probably won't use the whole thing. I'll probably chop off the bottom and the rest of it would be used towards other stuff. There's only one thing I don't do with t-shirt quilts, baby clothes quilts, anything that has clothing, and that's use the excess clothing to make an after quilt that goes on the back, because that's way too many layers to sew through on the long arm. So, and I also don't quilt these all fancy. Any t-shirt quilt, I usually just do a meander on, and I'll meander around all the, because I don't sew through the vinyl on most of these. I will if it's like this kind right here. I think that's press thing. What's that called? Screen print, you know? I think I'll sew through the screen print. That's the word for it. But I won't sew through the vinyl, so I'll go around it, you know, when I'm long arm quilting it. And I do that for clients that send me long arm quilts too. Some of them will want loop-de-loops or something too, but usually it's basic so that I can go around the pictures. I've done a lot of Harley quilts on the long arm for clients, and those I usually go around the motorcycles and stuff because on the back side it looks really cool. But other than that, I usually don't do anything fancy with the quilting.
What kind of backing are you going to use on this? Didn't you say different?
I think a child's print.
Yeah. It's going to be your backing?
Yeah, it's going to be a child's print. It's either going to be Toy Story, Lion King, or something of the sort. One of those characters.
What did that say?
Dream Builder.
Oh. A wider seam allowance for knit?
A wider seam allowance for knits? No, because I'm putting interfacing on them, so a 1/4 inch seam allowance is just fine. I mean, you can use a wider seam allowance if you want on all this stuff, but I'm not going to. But if you're making a t-shirt quilt, you could use whatever seam allowance you want. Just know the bigger the seam allowance, the thicker and bulkier it's going to be to quilt over it.
How many quilts have you made?
How many quilts have I made? Period. We're almost at 1,000 now.
I don't even know.
Well, I just did, if that's counting table runners, wall hangings, and table runners and wall hangings, because considerably those are quilts. Yeah, I'm almost at 1,000 now. This one has to go in there. My family is bananas.
It does. That is awesome.
I would have totally had this for my kids if they had something like this when my kids were little. Wow, this had like 15 tags. Look at how many tags on one shirt. That's 4 tags total on one shirt. No wonder kids get annoyed of tags on their clothes. Start ripping and pulling at it. They're putting 4 of them on there. One says, "Do not eat this shirt. You will choke." I mean, seriously. We teach our kids better than that.
I hope so. You never do know.
I'm getting really exhausted here doing this. All right, guys, I'm going to cut one more up and then, oh, this one was one of the ones that has to be in there. Remember, it's the legit. I'm going to find out why my messenger isn't working after this anyway. So That way I can find out. She sent me pictures of the child in his clothes. I know his name and all that. I'm not going to say all that stuff out loud, but yeah, I have pictures of him. He's so adorable in some of these clothes. So that's what helps me remember brain-wise which clothing is a yay and which one doesn't have to be for a fact in there. Although the mama does tell me to just do whatever I want to do as long as there's a few specific items in there. All right. That's my pile so far. I will probably work on this when I'm feeling a little bit better during the week, but right now I'm pooped.
Do you make lots of blocks of similar size and then piece them together, or do you just make one big piece?
I make lots of just whatever. It's all puzzled together. Look at all the stuff that's coming out of the cutter.
I see.
You guys want to see what came out of the cutter? I don't think you can. Can you see on the table right here? This is what came out of the rotary cutter.
I think they can, yeah.
That all came from the rotary cutter. And more is still coming out, literally.
Okay. Here's one you gotta read. Funniest label I ever saw was remove child before washing.
Really? That was on a label?
Yes, say that out loud.
The funniest label ever saw was remove child before washing.
That is a good one.
Yeah, that was a little weird to put that on a label, but hey, I guess, some companies have a sense of humor too.
How many stitches go in a quilt?
How many stitches go in a quilt? I could tell you long arm quilting, a queen size usually has 270,000 stitches in it, and that's if the person wants medium quilting. Medium quilting, they get 270,000 stitches, and that's, like I said, on a queen size quilt. King size can go up to, if they want a custom quilting on a king size, then it has upwards 600,000 stitches. Because I have a stitch counter on my machine, and I actually write it down in my machine journal, because I have a journal specifically for my long arm quilting. So cut this real quick, because this was laying next to me. This was before I decided to use the rotary cutter. I just need the giant white back off of here. So, any other questions?
No.
And that could go over there. Oh, look at that. Tons more coming out. I'm definitely going to be changing that blade afterwards. I'm cleaning that. Can't have ginger ale, Debbie, because I can't have fuzzy soda. Any kind of soda that fizz, anything that fizzes burns my throat because I have dysplasia. So that kind of stuff just makes it hard. So I don't drink any soda or anything.
Nothing carbonated.
Nothing carbonated. That's the word. Scott had to tell me the word because I couldn't get it out. No fizzy bubbly. Anyways, if there's no other questions or anything, guys, this is a 45 millimeter. And then this is 60 millimeter, the bigger one. You can see the difference in size next to each other. One is a lot bigger than the other. Anyway. Anything else? No? All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get off of here so that I could go lay back down because I really feel like caca. So anyways, I will see you guys whenever, because I don't know when. Thursday for Breakfast at Tiffany's, because this Thursday is Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yep.
And I'm actually going to make a post so that you guys can, if you're going to follow along, so you guys can go get the pattern. I totally forgot to do that 2 weeks in advance. I should have done that, but it's been pre-planned and I have to post it. So it's going to go on the community tab, what we're going to work on for Breakfast at Tiffany's starting this week, this Thursday. And then it'll obviously go on 2 weeks later. So anyways, thank you guys for hanging out, and I'll talk to y'all later.